Got your little thing going on. I see you, sis. Wait,
Branding. I learned from the last ragtime. I was like, what's my brand?
you
African
know what?
Queen.
What is it?
What rag are we wearing?
Yes, I love it. I love it. And
Uh,
I haven't rocked this is my little signature crop hoodie, baby.
yes, looks good.
How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm so good. Like we recently just talked, and I felt like I had a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. And we can still have a lot
We
more.
can still have a lot,
We can
but this
still
is
have more.
like I have recently just expelled additional toxicity that was in my life. So I am
Okay.
feeling lighter now. It was hard literally last night, but now I'm like, whoo, whoo.
I'm good.
Great.
She's like, hold on. I'm breathing. You
Exactly.
just need to
Yes.
realize sometimes you don't really realize until it's like out, once you let it go, and then you're like, oh, I can breathe. Like, hold up.
Right.
I didn't know that that's what I needed to let go, but now I
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Toxic. Look at that. Right on time. Kaylani, let's do it.
Yes.
You have a friend in town. Who's your friend?
I
I've
do.
seen you
Okay,
post about him a couple times
this
before.
was the craziest thing. He's like my brother. I met him through
Okay.
raving, like basically almost 2 years now, I think ago. Same time that I met Joshy.
Okay.
And I had no idea he was coming in town. Y'all, I have been quarantining. I have not been seeing nobody, okay? I'm not risking my life
At all.
at all. And I gave him a hug. Like, I have not hugged anyone else other
Yeah.
than Joshy and his daughter. So I was so excited. And then it like took me a second. I was like, oh, wait, hold on. Where you? wait, wait,
Like,
wait.
so,
I need to wash my hands. Let me put on a mask. But he stayed the night. It was great. Like it was nice having another person, but I'm also just
yes.
like I'm not ready to see everybody yet. So
Right.
nobody be showing up at the house.
Right.
Okay. This was an
That
exception.
was an exception. Uh,
I have been like I haven't even been grocery shopping. Like I have been ordering my groceries, picking them
yeah.
up, dipping. Like
Really?
that's it.
Really? You ain't been in these streets at all.
I don't None of it.
So
I
that's the
had
no go.
I had my old job, so I know we'll get into like what we were doing before
Yeah.
quarantine. But just to kind of plug this real quick, I was working at a beauty supply store part time, so
Hmm.
I could still audition, all that good stuff. And they had called me and they were like, "Yeah, we might be opening next, like essentially this week. Do you want to be put on the schedule, or should I call back in a couple weeks?" I was like, "You can call back. You can call back. Yeah, I'm
Couple,
not ready.
couple
No.
weeks.
Yeah, I need to see how this all plays out. I'm not the guinea pig. No, ma'am."
No, not at all. Not at all. For all of y'all to catch it all of
So
a sudden and then tell us we got to go back in, and now I got it for real. I'm good on that. So you've been quarantining with Joshi.
yeah,
You said with his daughter as well. How's that been? How's
yeah,
that
it's
process?
been great. So we have normally we only have his daughter here every other weekend, so like 4 days total out of the month. But we've been
Mm.
able to have her for like essentially 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
just like every other for like extended period of time, and it's amazing because we just get to spend time with her.
Yeah.
And she is such an amazing character. She is just like this ball of energy. Like
Yeah.
I
From the
love
little
it.
I know of her and that I've seen, she is
Yeah.
just, I love it. She is on the go. On the
Yeah,
go.
but I know that like a question you asked, I think it was I think everyone so far on the ragtime was have we had any quarrels?
Yes.
Have we
Yes.
happened?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean yes, 100%. I didn't want to speak out about it like on Twitter or whatever because people
Right.
were like I'm alone quarantining and I think I'm privileged in that I'm not alone quarantining,
Yes. Same.
but I'm also somebody who likes their space.
Get off me.
And so
Get
I'm like,
off
oh,
me.
we're spending every moment together. Okay, I need to figure out how I. So now I have a little nook outside, y'all. I got my little desk,
Ah!
my little. I said
I've
this is
been
gonna be my
wondering where
space.
you work. Whenever I like call
Yeah,
you and you're here, this I'm like, she got a little setup.
got my little plants. Okay,
We be over there
Yeah.
talking to the plant. It's like, okay, so today this is what we're.
Yes. So this is my little space.
I love that, yo. So I know we've been, we won't turn the whole thing into this, obviously, but Love Island.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Where
Sorry
are
for
we
anyone
at?
wearing headphones.
What, what, what episode are you on?
So I stopped at 28. So like just when
Oh,
they
you're
had
not at 30?
recoupled. No, 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 no. Yeah. So hold off.
Okay.
We keep going like I'm ahead. Now you're
Yeah.
ahead. Now I'm ahead.
Yeah, that's literally it.
So after Casa Amor, I had to see the recoupling.
Yeah.
I stayed up until like 2 a.m. to just watch that. I was like, no, we have to.
I've
J
been up
Cal.
late. I've been up late too, I think.
Season 4 J Cal is the best. It is like it's the best but the worst. It's the best because it's the worst
Yeah,
people on
yeah.
the season. Like I don't really love anyone. I'm still like Team Samira.
Really?
I can't tell if it's because she's the black girl or it's because she's kind of guarded like me. So I'm
Okay.
like, I feel like I relate to how she kind of acts, and I've been
That's
called
real.
like, you're a
Yeah.
real friend, so you've called me out on the
That's
things that I've done too, and I'm like, ooh yeah, that was an Ari thing, that was freshman year right there.
That's real. That's real.
And so I'm hoping that she grows
Hmm.
into a better person. I think
Yes.
she has that potential.
Love Island. I love that show.
I
I
love
don't
it.
know why, but I love it. It's good.
Every episode is something. They just stir that motherfucker. They just
Stir it up. We might as well have a Love Island group chat because between the two of you, I'm constantly like sending messages to both of y'all. But anyway,
God. Yeah.
Love Island, everyone. Love Island. So let's dabble into where were you pre-quarantine? Let's get into that. Where were
Like,
you pre-quarantine as far as career, as
yeah.
far as just life and how that was moving in the direction that you wanted it to go, where you saw it going.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Okay, so let me see. I've been working retail again. That's kind of what I always just go back to because
Yeah.
I know I'm good at it and I know I can get the job. So I'm like, and then auditioning. So really, my auditions had been picking up the most. Like I was getting in my groove, probably like January.
Mm-hmm.
I had been auditioning a good amount. I would say like 2 to 3 times a month at least, which is
Okay.
like I'm like for actors we get that. That's a lot. For other people it's like okay.
Yeah, no, that's a lot. No,
um,
I'm lucky if I get one. Sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah.
and I was like I had a really bad audition for Grownish, like the worst audition ever, where I froze because
Really?
I felt the pressure of like if I just get this role, then
Yes.
like on paper it was me. Like there was no acting involved, and I just like choked. And then
Wait, I didn't even. We never talked about this. And we
yeah,
won't go too deep. I won't make you go too deep
Oh
into
no,
it.
we
But
could go
like,
into it. Like
but
it's all good
was
now.
this
But
a in person audition or was
yeah,
it
it was in
really?
person. I mean, and the casting director was so sweet. Like, she was like, "You are this character. I just want to like." She was working with me, so I was like, "Damn, I've
Oh
never even
wow.
been in an audition where they're like, let's work on it." And then I was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck!" It just got all in my head. Rafi's in here now. He's another actor,
Hey
and J.K.'s
Rocky.
actor. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob.
So after that bomb audition, like worse, that's when I was like, okay, is this something that I want to be doing? Like, this is the worst that could happen in an audition. How am I feeling about it? I survived. Let's keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Good.
And then I got so career wise, got another audition. So I'll be hopefully soon here acting with Rafi as a co-star. But
Awesome. That's dope.
yeah, and a TV pilot. We're gonna be filming in Miami. And
Nice.
I'm supposed to be in Miami right now. Like
Right.
right now. I was like
No.
the Rona done slept, but so it's cool because now like even though I haven't met these people,
Yeah.
like we have a group chat. We like Rafi especially because he's just like he's acting, like he's in it. He's in shows, stuff like that. He
Nice.
shares all of it. I was stressing a lot before quarantine
Yes. Yeah.
because of the pressure. Like you know, just I think it was partially because of like, wow, I've almost been out of school for a year. Like that year mark was coming up and I was like, what have I was like feeling like, what have I done? Kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
figuring out what mental health, I took some notes on this, but figuring
Yeah.
out what
Sure. I
mental
got mine
health,
too, girl.
you know, like what is mental health? What is self-care? Before I was like, oh, it's a face mask. Let me just do a face mask. But I would be stressing with a fucking
What
face
the
mask on my face. So like this was not what I needed in my
skin
life.
cracking underneath though? She's like, I'm
Exactly.
still going through.
I was like, oh no, this isn't it either. So still struggling with like all of that. But I will say things became very clear that acting, producing, directing, that's all I want to do with my life. That's it.
Yeah.
I wrote in, because this is where I'm taking notes is my journal. I wrote like, after this quarantine, I'm not going back to retail ever. So what do I need to be doing now so that way I never have to go back?
Yes. Yes.
That
Period.
was it. And not against anyone who is working retail. I've been working retail in customer service since I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I love it, but it's just not my passion. I might own a store one day,
Right.
okay? But
Then
I make some opportunities for the locals,
yeah.
okay? But it doesn't it
It's
doesn't
not your forever
fulfill.
job. It's not your
Yeah.
forever. That's not
Yeah.
a problem at all.
But what about you? What were you doing before?
Before pre-quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
working at the tennis center, and then I served. I'm a server at True Food.
Oh,
So
right.
money, money. Serving was also the job that I refused to. Like I was like, I never want to be a server. I never want to be like a real deal server. I can't do it. I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I got in it. I still feel that way. Every day I felt that way going into work, but it got easier. And
Mm.
the money talked because my pockets were fatter than they have ever been. So I was like,
Yes.
I'm not mad at that. But it just became, I think, because I'm going on year 2 of being out of
Right.
school.
Right.
So the first year, first year was difficult. First year was lost relationship, lost my job, lost housing, like everything kind of just crumbled all at once. And
Right.
I felt like what the hell is happening? 2019 was definitely a year of like it was like we're burning it all down. Like God said, we're burning all this
Mm.
stuff and then like to cause new growth. And so 2020 definitely, I'd even say like end of 2019, but definitely going into 2020, I felt just a new energy, a new love, a new thought process on how I was going to go about
Mm.
things. And throughout that, it really transitioned my mind into like I was tired of feeling like I'm anxious all the time. I was tired
Mm.
of feeling like I hated my career. I hated acting. I was getting to a point where I was hating acting because it was so much of the business. I felt
Mm.
like I'm not acting. I'm trying to sell myself
Yeah.
to get an agent so that then when I get this agent, I can continue to sell myself to. And it was just like, but I haven't even broken through on getting an agent, you know what I mean, or a
Right.
manager. And so it was just like, I was definitely at a point where I was starting to question even that.
All of it.
And
Yeah.
but I was still finding happiness in my day to day. So then I was starting to get worried that with my job giving me so much money, I was becoming complacent and
Mm.
being like, could I just be a waiter all my life and like still have
Mm.
fun with my friends and just be comfortable and da da da. And I was like, oh, that's a scary thought. And then Corona happened.
Yep.
So I think I think that Corona saved me from quitting and settling. So that's where I was. That was definitely where I was pre-quarantine for sure. So what? Now we've talked about where we were,
Mm-hmm.
and we've discussed kind of this idea of like picking 3 things that we've learned from quarantine. Um, Whether that might mean like maybe this isn't what I want to do, whatever, like
Mm.
how can I go about it differently? What were those things for you? And maybe we can do like one and one. So like you tell yours, I'll tell one, and then we'll go like that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Should I tell it and then elaborate, or
Yeah,
tell
tell
to?
it and
Okay.
elaborate. Tell it and elaborate.
So the first one I'll start with is creating for myself to build an audience.
Hmm.
Um, So that kind of started obviously with like my YouTube channel and
Yes.
really
Check that out,
refocus.
everybody. The Real
Yes, come
Ariana, real
on.
REEL. Check it out.
Hmm. And really that conversation like between you and Baishal a few days ago, I was,
Shout out to Basil.
I was really in there because I'm like, okay, how do people perceive me? How do I want people to perceive me? So it was kind of like I had to look at the good, bad, and the ugly of myself and,
Yeah.
figure all of that out. And with acting, I see the game, especially out here in LA, I'll say specifically, like you have to have a social media following is what I'm
Yeah.
seeing. And it's frustrating because that was never me. Like if y'all see me doing a TikTok tomorrow, don't say nothing. But I was never I was never that kind of girl
I'm
doing
a savage.
yeah. Oh shoot, my phone. Yeah, all of that. Like so I never thought I would have a YouTube channel, never thought I would really be putting my all into that. But if I see it as like I love that I'm Black, I love that I'm queer, and I love that I'm an actress. So that's what my YouTube channel is going to be about. I'm gonna
Dope.
just focus on what I want to do, anyways, and hopefully I gain an audience from that.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, that's so that takes like when Baisha was talking about that and really having to assess like who are you and what is it that you want to be perceived like, or how is it that you want to be perceived by
Yeah.
people, and that takes a lot. So for you to be able to pick those things and be like, this is what I'm going to create, and I'm going to create that content to build a following, to build brand recognition, to build
Yes.
loyalists and all that stuff, which again, Basil saying all that, I never really thought about. Like, it makes sense, but I never really
Yeah.
thought about it. How do you do the branding
Yeah.
while still trying to audition and not be stuck? Like, because it's like, if I brand myself as this, does that now mean that certain auditions are out of brand for you
Mm.
that you can't
Um,
really touch, or like how does that work?
Honestly, I branded based off of the roles that I want. So
Okay.
I'm like, I want to play the sassy queer Black girl. Like that's
Yeah.
just what I want to do. And if I get pigeonholed in that, I'd rather be pigeonholed and have a check. So doing what I love.
Is
Um,
that a bad? And that's interesting that you say that, because I hear so many actors now that are
yeah,
have made it, and
yeah,
like it's particularly Black actors, but they're like, I don't want to, sell myself out, and not that you're selling yourself, but like
yeah.
I don't want to be that to do, and it's like I'd be thankful just to work.
Yes,
Is that a
thank you,
problem?
Baishal. I know in 20 years that I can rebrand.
Yes.
I know I'm not going to be the same person I am today that I am in 10 years. I will rebrand. I will
Yeah.
have a team to rebrand. So I'm not worried about that.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, CAA is going to hook you up well.
Okay.
CAA will be there for you. They
Oh
will
my
brand it. They will do
gosh.
all the things. They will give you all the push. For sure.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
for anyone who's like, "Ooh, girl, this girl is too much." I'm not conceited. I'm convinced.
I love 100%.
Period.
Shout out Lil Richard.
Yes.
That
Okay, but
is
what's your
good.
first one? What's your first one?
My first one is care less, love more. I
Mm.
feel like all my life, I've definitely been one to care so much about what people think about me. I also care so much about what other people are doing, and I'm consistently like giving myself to everybody else that I'm not caring about myself enough. Like, I'm not loving
Mm.
myself enough, and I'm also not loving the people around me and loving the environments that I'm in. I want to stop being in my head so much. I'm constantly in this,
Mm.
and it causes me to second think a lot of stuff. It causes me to make some poor decisions based on everything that's going on in my head, and so I just want to get to a point where I'm like, I care less about the outside factors.
Mm.
I care less about the things that aren't going to help build me up, and I want to love more. I want to love myself more, and like I was at a place where I was loving myself before quarantine, but quarantine really taught me that loving myself and like being by myself and to myself, like I feel real good. I feel real good. I ain't had to care about nobody but myself.
Mm,
But I also don't want to be dismissive to the people that I do love. So that's
mm,
where I say I want to love more
right.
and be there, but also not give so much of myself that I'm not loving me enough.
Mm.
And I'm depleted and I can't keep going.
I have a question for you on that then. Do
Yeah.
you feel like the love more, like you have you have a limited source for loving more? So like let's say,
Mm.
you have 20 people, that you want to be loving on, but you only have a certain amount. Do you then give each person a little bit, or do you cut down the people? Like, I'm not trying to say cut out your
No, I get
friends,
you. I
but
get you. No, I
yeah.
get you. I get you. Um, I'm learning that I think I'm possibly an empath. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I love my friends and my family and people around me so much that I allow their stuff to hold on to me, and so it feels like I have to like love like I can only give you this much and you this much and you this much and you this much because I need to save that energy to spread it, and I'm spreading my love thin versus like being able to fully love each individual. So I think I'm learning to when I can master not taking on other people's situations and other people's problems and things like that, and just love and give what I can and know, because I'm at a point now with my friendships and my relationships where like we know each other. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
and I know each other. We
We
know
know
each
each
other.
other.
And I know the people that I like, that I love, and that I have
Yeah.
within that group. I know them, so I have to believe that our relationship is strong enough that you know that I love you enough that I'm going to give what I can. But when I can't give it, it's because I cannot give it, and
Mm.
it's not because I don't care. It's not because
Mm.
like I'm not trying, but it's literally that this is just my end right now.
Mm.
And so I have to trust that instead of being so like caring so much that like all my friends know I love them, all of them know, I know you know I love you. Period. That's it. Now, if you question that, or if I do something that doesn't reflect that, then we can have a conversation on that. But like,
Period.
I'm always so stuck in my head that I feel like every single moment, like every single thing that a friend needs me to do or asks of me, or for me to just be there for them, like I have to be there, or else that if the moment I'm not is the moment that they're gonna think that I don't love them and I'm gonna leave them.
Mm.
And so it's like I have to get out of that mindset and just be like, I've shown so much love. I do my best and all that, and I have to just trust that it's there. So I don't think that's a great question. I really didn't think about that, but I
Mm.
don't think that I am gonna love less. If anything, again, I'm gonna love more, and I'm gonna be able to give that same amount of love to people,
Mm.
but just learn how to not um, give away myself in the process. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good question. Thank you. Actually,
It's something I've been thinking about too. So I'm just like,
what?
I want to hear
How
your
does that?
thoughts.
Just a little bit. How does that like fall in line with you? Like what you've been thinking
Honestly, I don't know if it's my Aquarius Sun, Capricorn Moon combo,
of?
but I struggle. Like, I have to have a smaller circle of like
Mm,
good friends because I feel like anything less than that, like, I'm the kind of person now where I'm like, I can't call everyone a friend. Sometimes it's
yes.
like, oh, this is an amazing actor. Like, I'll still like want to see them win. But being a friend to me is being there for somebody, the good, the bad, all of it.
Yes.
Um, I can't be there, the good, the bad, all of it for everybody. But what I
Yeah.
can do is create communities that can
Yes.
help that. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense.
But uh, that's what I'm trying now because I do like feel for people. I'm like, I guess empath as well. Like if I see someone
Yeah.
hurting, it hurts me. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't take on your hurt, baby.
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yeah.
have had to let go of friends that, and I think I mentioned this in the when I was commenting on you and Bashal's ragtime, is like, yeah, I can't have friends anymore that only come to me when it's the bad.
Yes.
It I can't do it no more. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I've had friends. for a really long time, and I limit conversations we have now. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this needs to be 30 minutes.
We gotta
That's
cut
all
the
I could do.
time
Yeah.
down.
I'll be like, oh, I gotta make dinner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta eat. No, damn well I'm having cereal. But and it's so that's all.
That's really that. I mean, that's interesting though, because you in some cases you do have to cut them down, and for people like us who do make quick like good connections with a lot of people, it's like you have to evaluate. Okay, how many do I have? And
And
what's
I'm
valuable?
sorry, yeah. That was a lesson though that you taught me. I don't even know if you remember this. My freshman year of college, there's a lot of people that I
There's a
ain't friends
lot.
with no
Yeah.
more, okay? And I was just like trying to be in every friend group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially within BSU. And I
Yeah.
think you literally like held me by the shoulders. You were like, you can't be friends with everybody. And I was like, what? I'm from Boulder, Colorado. We're just a bunch of hippies. Like,
Right.
like we're just like love, da 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 da. And it kind of shook me because I was like, what do you mean? Like, and not that you have to pick sides. You got to be
No.
respectful, all of
Yeah.
that. But it's hard. It's just hard.
It
It's
is hard.
harder.
It's
Yeah.
hard, and you have to just see what is the value in them. Like
Yeah.
I could probably say that it's hard when I'm thinking about when I get married. What is my like best man, best woman like? What is that?
What
My
is the
party gonna look like? Because I
girl? It
do
just be
have
getting shorter and shorter.
I do
Shit.
have such close, like genuinely close friends, and so
Yeah.
many of them that it's easy for me to say like one of my best friends, but
Right.
I know what that is. Like I
Right.
know who those people are inside and out. And if I don't know who that person is inside and out, I can't really say that we are like best friends. If I can't come to you, there's certain topics where I'm like, if I can come to this person about this in
Mm-hmm.
particular, I know that I know this. Like I know that this
Mm.
situation is what it is, and what have we gone through to put it through that. So it's had to shorten, but I can honestly say I have a good like 10 best friends.
Yeah.
But that are really my best friends. And
Best
it sounds
friends.
crazy, but
Yeah.
it's like they really are my best friends. And it's
I
like
agree.
I've learned that that is what it is, but it's like those are my 10. If
Right.
it's that 10, you know what I mean? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. You gotta shorten it down. You have to. What's your number two?
Okay, yeah. So my second one is like physical and mental wellness.
Okay.
And I think I've really figured out what it is that I need for that. So starting with yoga, I think that honestly, I was just watching like YouTube videos. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but like adding movement
Mm-hmm.
to my self-care is what I needed. And I was a dancer as a kid, probably at the peak of I was an anxious little child, an anxious little baby.
I can imagine.
And dance, like, that was what grounded me, and I
Yeah.
had forgotten about that. So I've added something physical again. I think like having acting classes,
Yeah.
all the time. Movement, I was like,
Yeah.
wow, I love this one. I didn't even really connect why, but adding in movement. I hope that this yoga journey, I'll be able then to start going to the gym and feeling confident in
Yeah.
that. I'm still like very insecure with
Really?
like working out in front of people. I'm not strong. I'm not flexible. I'm strong, but I'm not
Right.
strong. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like insecure that if I'm not doing something right, perfectionist kind of
Yeah.
mentality that then I end up not doing it at all.
Yeah. That's real.
Oh no! Oh, my
Oh
phone.
no. Yeah.
Let me hold this. Okay. And yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on right now. I have the mental health group on
Yeah.
Facebook. If anyone needs that outlet, please hit me up.
Yeah. Please do. For real.
And we did an event with Laura last night, and it was exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
I'll talk about why on my point number 3, but
Okay.
it was incredible. She focused on like depression, anxiety specifically. So
Mhm.
Lara Fox, thank you
Laura
for
Fox.
that. Like
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah.
But that's all I really need. I think everyone kind of understands yoga, wellness, all
Yeah.
that. So
Yoga definitely. I'd say in 2019 when all the shit crumbled,
mm,
like yoga was the one thing that really it changed my life. because I was so consistently living in the past and in the future. I was
Yes.
so anxious all the time because all I could think about was how I messed up in the past, or how situations could have been different in the past, or damn, what is my future looking like? How am I going to do blah, 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 blah. And I was never in the present moment. And so I was always missing stuff. And like, I realized why that was in my acting, why it was missing in my acting, because I couldn't tap into emotional being and like being in a situation because in the midst of situations, I was clocked out. I was like, and I mean, a lot of that had to do with a defense mechanism of
Absolutely.
like, in this moment of hurt, let me check out so that I'm not gonna feel this. Like, so let me check out so I'm not even processing anything.
Yeah.
And it was that. So yoga really
Yeah.
put me in a place of like, I have to be in here for an hour. All I have to do is focus on the movements. I have to focus on breathing, and I just need to be here in this moment. And when I leave that hour, everything else I can think about everything else. But for this hour, out of the 24 that I usually spend in my head all the time, let me just take an hour to calm down. And that hour started to go less and less, or more and more, until the point where it is like I can sit here and just be in a moment and just enjoy this moment and not be thinking so much about what I'm missing or where I should be or how this should be or da 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 da. And let me just take this moment for what it is and
Yeah.
sit in this and just be thankful and like enjoy. And I think moving from that, it allowed me to get over so much pain that I've gone through because
Yeah.
it was a time for me to sit and reflect and be like, just go through it, feel it. You're having a
Right.
heartbreak. Feel it. Like it's
Abs-
there. Like what? Feel
Feel
it.
it.
Cry. Like go through
Yeah.
the motions. Don't use. I'm definitely big on. I was big on using. For me, it was sex. I put that out there, but for me, it was like sex. And at one point, it used to be drugs. Where when I would feel hurt or feel something, even when I would feel love, it was like
Yeah.
I need to go have sex. I need to go like drink. I need to go do
That quick
drugs.
serotonin. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like I was so out of it, and so it was like that's better for my acting. Let me feel some stuff so that when I'm in this moment, I can be like, oh, like now when I go back and do substitution, or like now when I go back and do like when I was in this moment, I can say like, oh, that's what that was like. Like, okay, I can put this in here. Like, I can even grab just a little bit of it and say, like, oh, I can. Even now, just thinking about that makes me want to cry. Ah! So I think yoga. I know it sounds crazy, and I need to get back into it. But well, obviously, it doesn't sound crazy to you because you're doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like yoga, I think it'll change. It'll change some shit up for you, especially in your acting.
Yeah. I've already you connected dots that I didn't even understand was that's already like it's happened and I just
Yo.
went like aha like
Yeah.
because the freeform audition did I send it to you?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send it. I don't know if we can like post it. I wasn't sure what I agreed to. So
I
I
know, right? I
posted
didn't
it. I
know
was like,
either.
I don't know. I don't want
Did
to
you
get
redo
sued.
it? Did you resend it again?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So I think they got it the first time, but I'm like,
Okay.
here it is again.
Right. Just in case.
Yeah. The piece that I picked was very because just of everything going on, like we talked about it. I decided to do. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Freeform did like an open casting call, and you could pick one out of 3 or 4 monologues, and one of them was a person saying goodbye to their best friend. They're like a ghost and about to go to heaven, hopefully heaven. That's what I picked.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to speak from Sandra Bland's point of view. So Sandra Bland speaking to her best friend just after she was murdered.
That's so good. I don't. That
And
was. I would have. I don't know why. Would have never thought to
thank
come from
you.
that. That was really. That's great. That's dope.
And I don't think I would have been able to do that before yoga.
Yeah.
And I never did it before, honestly, because I thought, even though I knew yoga originated in India,
Yeah.
um, I'd only known white folks who did yoga. And it was
Right.
very like studio and it didn't feel like it was for me, and I also didn't want to appropriate something that I didn't understand what it was about.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
yoga was for flexibility. I thought yoga was like a workout.
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, oh, it is confidence building. It is
Yep.
mental aware. Okay, I'm in it. I'm in it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
What did
awesome.
Milan say? Before I was made to go on my mental health journey, the only place I felt in the moment was on stage. That's a good point, Milan. Through this quarantine, like, I think creativity is what started me on this journey. It's like getting back
Mhm.
and like being creative. Um, it's because some people don't even have those safe spaces at all. We're
Yeah.
blessed enough, to be able, like, you can sing, girl. First of all, hold up, sorry.
Period.
Period. If you don't know, if
Period.
you've never saw me live at Chapman, what were you doing?
Where were you? Yeah,
Where
I don't
were
think you
you?
went to Chapman.
Not at all.
You didn't go to Chapman if you didn't know.
Right. Okay. Did you do? I'm lost.
My number two. So
You're
we
number
did your
two. There we
number
go.
two, right? With the
Yes.
physical, mental health, wellness, and things.
Yes.
So mine is move my career down in the ranking.
Oh, wait. What you
So
mean?
my career, I believe for a long time, my career was number one. Like above everything else, my career was number one. I made it very vocal in my relationship. I made it vocal to God. I was like, this is number one. Like my career was it. And so I realized that my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, everything was surrounded about around my career. If I was and school gave us that because we were I'm
Toot that horn.
just I'm convinced. I'm convinced. But I can say for myself, for you, for Milan, we were popping. We
We were
did
that.
when it came to acting and performing and being a part of that school. They squeezed the shit out of our black asses, and we gave and we did,
All of it.
and it
Yeah.
felt so good. It felt good to just be in it and just like, but then it was like also toxic because
Yeah.
it was all it was. So I started gauging like my relationship wasn't enough because like how is this benefiting my career? It's not. So like gotta let that go, or like this isn't it. Like friendships, spending time with people, doing it was all about my career. And even up until I'd say up until quarantine, everything was about my career. And so when it was shit, when I wasn't getting an agent or manager, then when I'm not doing auditions and stuff like that, I'm like, my life is shit. I'm not doing.
No, but yeah.
Who am I? What am I doing? Because why? Because my career was number one. So if
Right.
my career is number one, then what am I doing? What is my
Right.
life? So I started reading a book that my mom had given me right before I moved to Los Angeles, and it was called I don't have it's in my room. It's called like Purpose Driven, or it's by the author Devon Franklin, and he's a pastor, but he's also a studio exec
Oh.
at Sony. I think he's at Sony right now. At least in the book, he was at Sony when he ended the book, and just talking about how he was morphing career into his purpose, and how his purpose was built through his religion and through God and through his spirituality, and how as long as he was doing what God intended for him to be doing, as long as he was pursuing what God needed him to pursue, and that, then everything else would fall in line. And so I was like, after reading that, I was like, I need to rearrange some stuff. So career is now number 4, whereas
Wow.
it was number 1. So now it's God first, self is second, family, friends, and love is third, and then my career is fourth.
I love that.
And I believe like so strongly that God and God one, self two, is because those two things can never be taken away from me.
Come on.
my my career can be stripped from me. I could have an amazing career, and for some reason, my shit be stripped from me for whatever reason. And if it was number one,
Oh,
everything else would fall in. I wouldn't be good to myself, my partners, my family, my kids at whatever time, like nothing. And so I had to put God and myself as number one, because if I'm taking care, if I'm in line with Him, if I'm in line with myself, I'm good.
good.
I'm good, and everything else will fall in line, because if those things are intact, I'm gonna be good to my family. I'm gonna be good to my friends. I'm gonna be good to my man. I'm gonna be good to my career. I'm gonna be
Right.
good to my fans. I'm gonna be good to whoever needs me. I'm gonna be there because I'm good and I'm good with him.
Mm.
So if that's good, I don't need, like, everything else is cool. And so I had to realign the rankings. I had to realign the
I
rankings.
I'd take my glasses off. That's how much I love that. I was like, I need to see you for what you are and not the glass now. Okay, you're here. We're present.
She's getting
Because
old, baby. She's getting old.
what you say? I can't hear you. Let me take my glasses off. No, I'm that's something I'm gonna do right after this call now. That is
Yeah,
like,
so.
yeah, I'm gonna do that. Wow, because it's like I feel like it's been theoretical for me, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I always felt like, oh, if I have my career, I'll be happy. I will have all those things. I'll be able to. No, you're right. You're absolutely 100% right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for anybody out there who is not, and I'm not even religious necessarily, I
Right.
believe in God as a spiritual power, as a higher being. I use Christianity as a guide in certain aspects, and in certain aspects, I throw that shit to the side. Okay. And I know people say you can't pick and choose, but I pick how to be a morally good person. So there's a lot of things within the Bible and through religion that are good things, good concepts that I pick with, but I know my relationship with God. But I say that to say, if you believe in universe, if you believe in spirit, if you believe in Buddha, I don't know, whatever that is, that, you know, whoever it is that you put as your spiritual being or that higher power, you know, it could be whatever. I just say God, but
Yes.
it doesn't have to, you know, if you don't believe in God, for whoever, if it is whoever it is that you believe in that.
Yes.
But I believe that a strong spiritual relationship with that power, whatever it be, I believe that is good to have. But also, don't never let religion or spirituality make you feel bad about who you are.
Mm. Come on.
Like, there are obviously things that we need to fix. There's obviously things that we need to work on in life, and that's what kind of spirituality and religion do, is teach you how to fix that shit, how to
Yeah.
change some stuff up, and do better and have a moral compass. Because
Mm.
if you set your moral compass by just what you believe is right, then we all gonna be out here doing whatever the fuck we want to do. And, you know, somebody can justify cheating, or somebody can justify killing, and we all can for all
Right.
those purposes. But it's like, there there needs to be kind of a moral compass, a moral
Yeah.
grounding. So
Yeah.
you know, I don't know what that is. I just say I don't know what that could be for everybody, but, you know, whatever that is, just rearrange whatever it is to put you at the beginning. At
Mm.
least, like, you need to be at the front of that. Okay, so what's number 3 for you?
Okay. Number 3 has been really like, I think I just discovered this within the past week and a half. So this is
Okay.
fresh. But it is comfortability with every part of myself all the time.
Uh,
So I feel like a way that I've been able to describe how I let people in is
mhm.
like, it's like there's a big circle, a medium-sized circle, a smaller circle, and there's me in the middle.
Yeah.
The big circle is my blackness. You was going, nope, I was black and proud.
You're
Okay,
right.
here we are.
Period. Period.
Then the next one is like my womanhood, and the one
Okay.
behind that was my queerness. I think I,
Can
oof,
you elaborate on both the
yes,
womanhood and the?
yes.
Okay.
Um, I think the reason why the womanhood one is kind of closer to me is because I haven't really discovered for myself what womanhood
Mm.
means.
Yeah.
It's something that I actually talk about in one of my YouTube videos, so go
Oh,
check out
dope.
the Old fan.
Again, part two, the real Arianna, real REEL. I'm a plug it, baby. I'm a
Yes,
plug
thank
it.
you. So just like bullet points of what I talked about in there is sometimes I feel like my womanhood is so attached to being a struggle.
Mm.
Blackness too, but there is so much more that I can celebrate with my blackness
Yeah.
to balance that all out. Queerness, and this is something that I was so scared to post a YouTube video with those. So one of my videos is like balancing my identities: blackness, womanhood, queerness, or
Yeah.
I think I said bisexuality just out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who in my family, but I have someone who is extremely close to me. It's not my mom. I'm gonna say that though, because I'm the one
Yeah.
who's doing is my mom.
Yeah.
But someone who is incredibly close to me, practically raised me type of thing, is extremely homophobic.
Mm.
And that has just played like a very damaging role in it's caused me so much trauma. Like
Of
and I'm
course.
just now unpacking all of that.
Yeah.
And I straight up I sent this person my YouTube channel and
Oh.
they were like, oh, they didn't see all the videos, like, oh, can I share on Facebook? And I was like, yes, but just letting you know, I would be open. I would be
Right.
open on that mofo. And we have family in Cameroon, and it is still punishable by death.
Really.
By death. I mean, and yes. So
We are very privileged in that aspect to be here. That's
ooh,
that. Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
So I don't know if they watched the full video or not, but this person was calling me, sending me text messages that just like I just could not deal with anymore. Like
After they saw the videos, or
yes, after I had
okay.
sent it to them. So saying that I have a mental illness, that I'm shameful to the family, that I need to learn how to just be quiet and calm and not be so out and proud because I'm going to cause other people to be killed. And it's something that I caution saying this about people, but this is a person who I believe has internalized internalized homophobia.
Yeah.
I strongly believe this person is queer, has been their whole life, but is afraid for themselves what their family is going to be saying about them, so they're projecting it onto me.
Yeah.
And this was literally a conversation I had last night, so it's so fresh. Excuse me
Yeah.
if I get there.
Yeah.
But I had enough, and I was just like, I blocked them on my phone. I was like, I'm done. I don't care if you've known me since the womb. I will no longer walk into spaces and walk through a door filtered.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what is safe for me to walk into this space?
Yeah.
I have to walk in queer. I have to walk in black. I have to find how to walk in as a woman. It's really why, oh my God, like I am the worst bisexual ever. I've never fully dated a woman, because of those fears. And
Yeah.
a lot of people are just, I've gotten, oh, well, maybe she's not actually bi, that whole dynamic. It's an attention, like this person said it was for attention. I know you like attention, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like,
I mean, but you date like you mean and you said fully dated.
yeah,
Because I'm
I've
like
been on
you've been
dates.
on dates. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've never posted a woman on my Instagram that I've been dating, that I've
Yeah.
been with as my girlfriend. I went on a date with someone who now I'm friends with,
Right.
was friends with, still friends with, I should say.
Right.
We had a date. We went to the African American Museum by USC, and we were holding hands. It was great. And then there was a football game that just got out, and it was Texas Longhorns versus USC, and I was holding their hands, and I was panicking. Like, I was just like,
Yeah.
I was so scared. And then I was like, I'm not ready for this. And it was only probably 3 weeks into us dating. And the reason why I came to cutting it off is like, I cannot cause this other person trauma because I'm not going to be able to love them fully out in the open. And I would not be with somebody who couldn't hold my hand in public. Like, that ain't it.
Yeah. And
So,
it's so, and I'm the only reason is because I know this person
mm,
or this situation in particular. But it's awesome that you had that awareness
mm.
early on. You know, so like, because I mean, like, relatively young. Like, when was this? Like, would you say like sophomore year or junior year?
Sophomore, maybe beginning of junior year is I
So
think
it's
right.
like for you to have that, like I could have never came to that. I think I'm so caught up. I was caught up in like just wanting something so badly that I was
Mm,
willing to like, even though I knew I wasn't ready necessarily, I was still like, let me hold on to this. So it's
mm,
awesome that you were able to, even though you were scared, you were still able to have that respect and that understanding for that person and yourself to say like this isn't going to be healthy for either one of us.
yeah.
Like my shit is not going to be healthy for either one of us. So let's stop. That's good.
As
That's really
and
good.
because I cared about this person, as I
Yeah.
think the I don't know, motivation behind that. I think maybe if I was doing something a little bit more casual, I would have tried,
Mm-hmm.
and like build up to that with someone I may not have known as much. But because I already knew this person, we
Yeah.
had been good friends for like 2 years at that point. So, um, yeah. So that's something that I'm working with. I'm blessed to have, an amazing partner who understands that aspect as well. He is queer himself, so it's just like it's weird, but it's still weird to me to think like my first queer relationship is with him. Like y'all.
That's awesome. Though. I love that. I love
So
y'all's relationship. It's very, I love it.
thank you.
It's like complex, but also really simple. And it just works for y'all. And I just love that. I love
I sometimes I don't know why. I don't know why it works because we just throw everything in the mix. We're like, let's try spicing it up, even though
it.
he's spicy as hell. Like but yeah, this has been like the safest relationship I've been in,
Good.
period. That like I was gonna say I think, but really. So yeah. What's your number three?
That's awesome. I'm like, oh, my baby. She's just grown up. uh, but my third one and final one is fall back in love with my passion to entertain. I knew I fell out of love with acting, and acting was what saved my life.
Mm.
You know, before acting, I was shit strung out. I was doing drugs. I was doing everything. I just was doing me and just running wild and not. I didn't care about anything. And the moment that I knew was the moment when I stopped. In high school, I stopped doing drugs and everything because when you're in UIL events in Texas, you get drug tested, and theater is a part of a UIL event. And so I stopped doing drugs. I stopped doing everything for 3 months because I was the lead. I was the voice of the plant in Little Shop of Horror.
Oh,
And
basically more.
yes. And and so I stopped. And I just really honed in on that, worked on it. As soon as that show was over, when we had the cast party, baby, I was high as high, baby. And I probably went even deeper into the rung after
Mm.
that. But then going off to college and then coming out and dealing with that, and also like because I don't think a lot of people really understand, and I don't really know what it's like for like lesbian or gay women. But I know like for men, I could assume women too. We don't really get the opportunity to have those experiences as we grow up. And when we do, they're few and far between. So we like hold on to them and it just it's just, we're too young to even fucking figure it out because I can't even be open, let alone try to like adjust to the fact that the quarterback just kissed me kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? Type shit. Not that that happened with a quarterback specifically, but like,
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
what's happening right now. And so when I did go to college and I was able to kind of live and like be gay in a sense, whatever like that was, like I went wild.
Mm.
And like that became my new drug, was like I'm experiencing this for the first time. Whereas like, you know, straight people, you can hook up with as many girls as you want. And I had a girlfriend in high school. I loved her dearly. Like I realized at that time, thinking about it now, I was probably pansexual. Like I was
Mm.
able to be attracted to her, and like I was in love with her because I was in love with her. Maybe not
Mm.
necessarily because of her as a woman, but it was just her as a person. I really loved her. And so we were able to, well, she's married now, so I don't want to say, but you know, she was my first. Let's just say
Yeah,
that. And we
yeah.
had those experiences together, and I was able to enjoy that for that. But yeah, I've just always substituted so many things to make me happy.
Mm.
And I realized that acting, again, entertaining, was just something that came natural. I loved it. It brought me joy, and it made me want to be a better person. It
Mm.
made me think about my actions before I did them. And even though after I decided to make acting my passion, I still made bad choices, but at least it was in my mind like, you really got to think. Like you got to think about how this is going to set you up in the long run. How could this situation put you in a bad position? And like I knew that I loved it that much. And being on stage or being in front of a camera, it was just that it gave me that high that wasn't toxic. It
Mm.
gave me that same high as being a hoe. It gave me the same high as drinking and smoking or
Yeah.
snorting or doing whatever. Like it gave me that same thing.
Mm.
And it was healthy.
Mm. Right.
It was, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
healthy. And so I felt myself falling out of love with it. And I felt myself wanting to go back to the old things that were quicker. Because again, career was number one. And so
Mhm.
it was like, this number one is out of whack. Well, like, fuck it. I need to figure out something else that's going to get me there. I need to figure out something else that's going to give me that thing that my career is lacking.
Mm.
And so it was like, I fell out of love with it, and I want to fall back in love with it because I think I'm at a point where it's like, I'll do some shitty theater just to be able to be in a theater space and be able to just do it.
Yeah.
Like that fills me up. And it's
Mm.
like, I want to fall back in love with that, to where it's like, I'm I'm more willing to stick in the game longer because I just love it and I'm here with it, and I'm like, damn, like just to be here. And I know that by doing that, it'll, one, make my acting better. Two, it'll take the stress off of every opportunity that I get close to it. I'm not like, this is it, this is it. It's
Mm.
just like, you know what? Like, this is another opportunity to possibly make my dream a reality and make my dream my financial income and like everything. Like, but it's like, if this doesn't happen, I'm okay. Like
Yeah.
if this opportunity doesn't pan out, it's okay. Like
Right.
my relationship with God, myself, my family, friends, and my partner, and all of that is good. And so I can come back. The careers, it'll be there.
Mhm.
It'll be there. And even doing ragtime has like almost got me into like, part of me has thought about like giving up my serving job and working at the tennis center to like maybe be an intern at like a radio station or like a
Mhm.
like, and like working my way up in that, and like not maybe it isn't acting necessarily, but entertaining, and like the idea of being able to communicate with people. I love being able to talk to you and being able to talk to all my other friends, all the amazing people who have been on this, and like share that,
Yeah.
share this with other people and let other people see it. You know what I mean? Whether it be two people viewing or whether it be a, 5 million people viewing, like to be able to just share the love and that I have with other people, and it possibly change somebody.
Mm.
the idea that what we do changes the world more so than a politician in a lot of cases. You know what I mean?
Politicians
Like,
be fucking, but yeah.
right? You know, they have the power to, but are they using it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I think what we have the ability to do can really change people. And I think that we have something so beautiful to share.
Yeah.
And the moment that we're good and we're like, how can I expect to be successful sharing me being shitty? Like, I'm just, if I'm in a shitty space, then like, why does anybody else want to take that on? And so I feel like it was almost it was like transferring into like maybe even the emails. I may not have met the agents, but like that energy is in the emails of desperation and
Mm.
like all of that. And it's just like, I'm just here because I love it. I love it. And I want to make money off what I love. And like, I want to have fun and I want to share this with other people. And I miss that. And this show has brought that back of like, I just want to entertain
Yeah.
and have fun and like, you know, so like, and if that be like Coachella even inspired me watching the doc of like people backstage doing interviews with celebrities and stuff. Like, I'd love to do that. And let's
You'd be
just,
so good at
you
that.
know, like I want to see Meg and be like, girl, you know we about to rap, but let's get a little twerk before we have this interview, bitch. You know what I mean? And like have that energy and have fun and like I want to fall back in love with it because I didn't love it. I haven't been loving it for the past 2 years. I've
Mm.
been doing it because I'm like, this is what I went to school for. I invested so much time in this and like I needed to succeed because this is my number one and da, 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 da.
Right.
You know, and quarantine has sat my ass down and really sat my ass down and was like, calm down, bro. It's going to be okay. It gave me the much needed rest to
Mm.
just be able to go back into the world and give me that energy again, give me that fuel again to pump it up and work smarter, not harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and be able to
Mm-hmm.
just go into this thing and be like, I can do this. We can do this. We can do this.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3.
Whew. Yeah, this quarantine, we talked about this on our phone call.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be good for us in a way. And it's hard because like you want to be sensitive, right? To
Mm-hmm.
the people
Yeah,
that are really going through it. Mm.
for real.
And part of it, like financially, I'm going through it. Okay.
Right.
But there are some just really these lessons I couldn't have paid for. Who I feel like whenever things open up, however this new world is going to operate, I feel like I have a clean slate, or really
Yeah.
like just like a blank canvas is how I should
Yeah.
probably refer to it as. Like, now how do I want to mold my artistry with a clean slate? Because I couldn't do all that with all the things I was going through. I mean, Tommy, you have been there for some of that. Like, woo, Black Fire. I just have to say real quick because I'm so excited she hopped in. That's my sister, Arianna. What's
Oh, hi,
up?
sis. Hey,
Yes, go follow
sis.
her. Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
a crazy story. We still haven't met yet.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, we're still figuring that. It's gonna happen soon. After quarantine. Like,
Yes.
and I have this love for her that is like it's so crazy because we have not met in person. We FaceTimed like a handful, like 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, someone in my family understands something. Finally.
That's amazing, yo. I know.
Yes.
When you
So
told me about all of that, I was just like, that's incredible.
quick brag. I think she was computer science at Louisville, Kentucky. Oh shit, no.
Dope.
Full ride scholarship, brilliant, social justice warrior, natural hair care. She has her own hair care products.
Oh,
Like,
really? I might have to check that out,
yes,
sis, because
please
I'm
do.
trying the little journey. You can't see it under
Okay.
here. I got it tightly pressed. Maybe under here, but like I got to check her page out. I got to see that.
Yeah.
That's what, and not to exploit it, but I love seeing like come together stuff. So if you guys
Yeah.
make a YouTube video when y'all meet I'll cry. I'm a sucker for anything that has to do with somebody popping up to surprise them. The military ones, the military ones really get me because my mom did that to me one time and I was hysterical. But the military ones, I don't know what son comes back from school. I don't know, whatever. The pop-ups, the reuniting, I'm a sucker for that. So please, I'll be there like, they mad. Have Joshy over there like recording.
Yeah.
Somebody get off the plane. Oh, that'll be that's just so beautiful. Yeah. I'm glad that you have that. I really am. Because for the longest you were an only child.
Yeah, I did not. It was weird with it's funny because I'm Arianna, she's Brianna, and I'm like, wow. Okay. Our family. I knew of her, but it was like something that my mom told me when I was really little, so I thought it was a figment of my imagination because I never brought it up again.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous. My older sister Brianna, I'm Arianna. That sounds like something made up. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she reached out to me my sophomore year of college, messaged me on Facebook. And then I was just like, I looked at the last name of my dad. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. Okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, I'm so happy for you. It's so nice to meet you, Brianna. I don't think we've ever met, but like, not that we're really meeting right now, but it's great to see you, fam. Well, I'm so glad you came on. I'm so just, I'm beyond just happy with like all of this and being able to like have some of my best friends be on there and like be able to share all of this with the people I love. It's been awesome. And so it's great to like close it out with you.
Thank you. This has been quality content. You did a really good job with everyone you brought on. And I feel like because every episode had the same energy, like I always felt better after watching them. But it was like specific to each person, and that was like really cool.
Yeah,
you did a really good job.
Thank you. I'm trying to think about what season 2 might be. Mm-hmm. Season 2, I've considered trying to reach out to like other like I don't know, like maybe social media people or like maybe like I don't know, somebody like I'd love to interview Megan, but. I'd love to like get to that point. Maybe if there is a season 2, we'll see, or if it transitions into podcasts, we'll see. But it's something will definitely be in the works. But I'm again so thankful, so grateful. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope everybody that has watched it has enjoyed it. And I'm gonna be editing them down to a more reasonable, condensable version of like maybe an hour. And then reposting them all and doing all that good stuff. So it'll be up there. But I'm so grateful and thankful. I love this. This was an amazing talk. And it really like that's always been us. So before we go, I just have to say like our friendship was the first friendship I think I even made at Chapman. And we've had our backs, we've had our spats, our ups and downs and things like that. But one thing that has always been consistent is like we end up checking on each other throughout, even with those bad times. Like it would be a check-in, like, what's going on? Like I may be mad, she may be mad, whatever, but like, what's up? Like, and for us to just grow through that and like choose to be there for each other, choose to love each other enough to be like, what's going on with you? Like, how are you, sis? You good? Like, da-da-da. Like, I'm so grateful that we have the friendship and the relationship that we have. And I'm so glad. It just like warms me to see our growth and like where we're going.
Yeah.
I just love it.
So excited. I'm just like a cheerleader for you. Like, go.
You too, girl. You too. You already know.
The Clovers.
Say what?
Clovers.
Clovers, baby. Yeah. Come on, Clovers all day. Clovers all day, baby. Well, I love you, Ari. I thank you so much. And I mean, we'll be talking soon because I'm about to turn on Love Island.
I'm doing that right now.
You know, I'm about to turn on Love Island, baby. I'm turning this off and like, here we go.
So I'm like, all right, goodbye.
You know? So I will be talking to you in a little bit. I probably will be making this a group chat between you and me and J Cal, so we might as well.
Might as well.
Well, I love you. I hope you enjoy your brother that's there and Joshy, and y'all just have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.